The carrier services side of the business with the networking technologies and the voice services, but you bring up SD-WAN there. Maybe I can hand it off there because what are you doing in the SD-WAN space? Because I heard what you're saying there. I've seen some proposals where you guys are throwing in SD-WAN applications. Maybe we can just hit up that a little bit because that's a uniqueness to your offering.
It is, yeah, and it's really an a conversation that people need to have when they're moving away from prem, especially at market. Because if I've had a Cisco system or an Avaya system and it's been self-hosted for years, and now I'm considering cloud, I guarantee my network isn't prepared to go cloud. Okay, so you need to have that
But
network
VoIP is
conversation
VoIP. VoIP is VoIP.
right
What's the
over
problem?
the internet. Yeah, well, when you're centrally draining internet, VoIP isn't so cool, right? So that's just not a great solution there. So when we bring in SD-WAN, I mean, I personally think that there's a huge value add to having Vonage be your SD-WAN provider. We're reselling Velo. Be very frank with that. Okay. We didn't build our own SD-WAN architecture, right? We are reselling Velo, but they too are in AWS instances. So it's right next to all of our clusters. And so it's a great solution. We also have a lot of partners that sell Velo. And we like Velo because we were one of the first providers, honestly, to do Velo. And we ended up doing it on our private network initially in conjunction with our Broadworks clusters. And as we did our own proprietary infrastructure and built that out in AWS, we transitioned that into using Velo gateways because then we can go global, and we can actually have our own orchestrator instance, which is the management and the reporting and all of that in the prioritization portal, so that we can specify it to us and we have expertise internally. And we're actually enhancing our financial SLAs on that front as well when it comes to voice, because we're out of the circuit realm now, and we weren't always. We were MPLS providers. We were buying last mile and plugging that right back into our private network for years. I mean, a decade ago, but that was a big proponent of quality of service. And then SD-WAN came out and we were one of the first, and we vetted all of them and we continue to vet all of them. And we really like Velo for a multitude of reasons, specifically voice and video related. But we're also taking on all of the network and data requirements on that front as well, right? So if you want Office 365 prioritization and you're in Azure, or there's other things that you need to do, we can accommodate that as well. But it's a nice marriage to get it from the voice provider, because when you think about prioritization, what's the most sensitive thing? Voice. So wouldn't you love for your voice provider to be the responsible party to prioritize that over your existing network? There's a huge value add there, and then we SLA it on the back end too financially. So